Approximately 3,500 years before Christ, a new civilization rose up from the ashes of Neanderthals. They settled by the Rača river. With their progressive hunting technique, they quickly became the leading tribe in the area. But what was the key to their success?
Here in Doop, we found the cradle of this mysterious tribe. On the basis of the symbols found on these excavated rocks, for example this one, we will conveniently call them the jigsaw tribe.
This is the man who found the remains of this civilization while he was harvesting potatoes and accidentally pulled out some human remains.
Years ago the government tried to persuade me to sell this land, but guess what? The archaeological remains outweighed the importance of a highway being built here. My potatoes were growing on a lost civilization. I only regret not finding it sooner. I'm kind enough to let archaeologists excavate on my land, but when they are done, all these remains are going directly to National Museum and money goes to me. When I get it, all the villagers will praise me for putting our village on the map.
This is the place where they found the skull.
Amazing, isn't it? This is the skull of the so-called Homo by the river Slivus, a dead branch in the evolution of man. The majority of the civilization live here in solitude, and they nearly never had any contacts with other tribes. However, not all of them lived here. Many also lived by the river. The most mainstream profession was of course fishing. So far we haven't found a whole skeleton, but so far we know they had extremely long legs, so they were able to stand in the water and easily catch fish without the stream bothering them. They had no contact with the other tribes. Their only food was mushrooms, fish and crabs. The tribesmen had to swap their products. This caused very bad eating habits. For example, there was little diversity, so they had basically no meat or different kinds of vegetables, which in the long term was one of the prime reasons for their ultimate downfall.
How did such an advanced civilization manage to lose its place in evolution?
The Homo by the river Slivus was utterly erased from this world at about 3,000 years before Christ, giving it a dominant power over the other tribes for almost 500 years. The reasons for their downfall were numerous. Firstly, a lack of proteins mentioned before. The other tribes they attacked to get meat would rather burn it than to give it to them. Secondly, an epidemic of common cold, which at that time nobody was resistant to, and it was in most cases lethal.
We learned from this that dominant tribes like the jigsaws lived in the most unthinkable of places.
With this in mind, think of a possibility if such a tribe lived in your own backyard.